Díomh cóide is bis siún bhiglinn agus chur an fáilte I cealaí romh go léir chuig té agus plé na seachtaina seo. Bí a cup an té agéisih agus duine mé play ar cuasa Gaeilge ag glúnaín leitrim. You're all very welcome to my video channel, my YouTube channel. And with this YouTube channel, I wish to try and mould people's minds and change their mindsets on how they view the Irish language in today's world. I suppose the first key component which I would love to discuss is the fact that nobody knows it all. There's nobody ever fluent in any language. What we become is a lifelong learner. And I think when that concept is instilled in others, it's only when true greatness can be achieved. So my mantra and what I follow is foghlaimeoir agus tá sé ceart go leor botúin dhéanamh. I am a learner and it's okay to make mistakes. Because that's how we learn. That is how we learn. When we were learning to walk, we fell a few times, we got ourselves up and going, but we kept going, we kept trying. And that was the key aspect. So we learn from our mistakes. And there's a great seanachal, de réir céile a thógtar na Caisleán. Rome wasn't built in a day. So it's going to be something that takes time, something that you need to give time to. You need to be patient. But most importantly, you need to not concentrate so much on the end destination, the state of being fluent, but rather concentrate on what is it I do know, because we're always concentrating on the end destination. We're setting ourselves an expectation to have achieved this within a certain length of time. It's not about being fluent tomorrow. In fact, it's not about being fluent at all. It's about using your cúpla focal, the Irish that you know and the Irish that you remember. And when you use it, you gain confidence. And when you gain confidence, energy goes with it. And I'm a firm believer that where energy goes, energy flows. And it all begins with you. It begins with you like it begins with me. Because I am the only block that's in the way from me learning and accessing the language. I am my own block. So a lot of people, they want to see Irish being taught differently. They think it's a great idea. Wouldn't it be great if we all spoke the language and used our cúpla focal and all the rest? It's great talking about it, but what about actually doing it? Is another thing. So you should say to yourself, I am the change I want to see in the world. I am the change I want to see in my locality. I am, and I am enough. My cúpla focal is enough. I find when we truly believe in ourselves, that's when we can build confidence and actually take the time to immerse ourselves and master the language. So just like playing a musical instrument, we must tune our ears to being able to pick up and recognise the codes of language and sentence structure. But this does take time, and it takes patience. And most importantly, it takes silence. We need to listen. We need to sit and be silent and listen. Because when we switch on TG Carher, it might seem like I don't know, it's almost too much for the ears initially. But I suppose in a way, isn't that like everything else? But when we put ourselves out there, when we immerse ourselves to perhaps the same cartoon, the same programme on teanga or the same radio channel, when we do it on a repetitive basis, that's when we pick up the language, because the same vocabulary is repeated from one week to the next. And when we see Irish being spoken in a certain context, we pick up on the sentence structure, we pick up on the codes of language, as I mentioned a few minutes ago. So how do we immerse ourselves? Well, we can attend Circle Cora, or you can set yourself a challenge that you are going to look up teanga on the internet. You might want to browse through, see what genres you might like to watch, or look up radio na Gaeilge, see what might suit you to listen into, and rather than looking at the subtitles, concentrate on the action of what is actually happening in the programme, and guesswork is hugely important in being able to break down and tease out the meaning of language, in any language, let's face it. So check out what is actually going on and what language is being used, and where have I heard that language being used before. Because what you'll find is that you'll come across the same words time and time again, and through listening to it repeatedly, your ears will become more familiar and more tuned in, and with that then you'll learn to understand better with practice. But it does take practice. And I'm reminded of another seanachal, Clachta a dhéanamh máisteacht. Clachta a dhéanamh máisteacht, or practice makes perfect. So on that note, I will finish this video. Agus go dtí an céad or eile go dté sibh slán.